Hi, you guys. Welcome back. Welcome back to another week, another round, another paycheck in all of our pockets. I'm still going to claim that for myself and for you. Welcome back to another episode of Life is a Trip podcast. I am your, I ain't even going to hold you. I'm buzzed right now. Your buzzed host, Andrea, or Drea, if you continue to butcher the A-N of my name. How you been? How you feeling? Y'all good? I'm definitely not going to keep y'all long this week. We're going to be in and out. I just wanted to touch on something that's touching a lot of different individuals. It is you guys operating from the PTSD of previous relationships. You're operating from the PTSD in the present from your previous relationships that you've held. And I'm going to tell you something. This is the thing. We all have, baggage of sorts. Shout out to the name of this podcast. This is what, this is a full circle moment. This is what we're talking about, right? The baggage of shit that we've collected over our lifetime thus far, right? So we all have baggage, so to speak, from previous relationships. I'm going to talk about relationships specifically with this one. We all tend to carry things with us, whether we want to or not. We tend to carry things with us that affects how we interact romantically anyway with new people that we meet. And I don't know. I feel like, and maybe I feel like I've said or mentioned therapy every week at this point, or over the past few episodes I've mentioned it. I feel like because I've mentioned therapy so much, maybe this ties into, I don't know. I think at the end of anything that was significant in our lives, as far as a romantic standpoint, friendship, anything that alters the course of our lives, whether we are aware or not, I feel like talking to an unbiased ear, getting some tools on how to deal with this, because some breakups aren't cut and dry. Some breakups are traumatic for a lot of people. It sticks with them based off of how the breakup went down. You may have been in a relationship with a complete narcissist. Now, if you've ever dealt with a narcissist, ladies and gentlemen, that shit is a different type of relationship. It's a different type of breakup. That shit will stick with you for years. And you don't realize it until you find yourself being affected and acting from that place when you were in that relationship, if that makes any sense. Sorry, I digress. So we find ourselves dealing with people based off of how we know how to protect ourselves. We don't go in meeting people and opening up and being completely vulnerable and showing them, our weaknesses, as well as our strengths. We go in kind of with this Teflon armor on, because we don't want to be hurt like we were hurt the last relationship or whatever the case. And I'll just speak personally from my experience as of late. I've been getting the people that I'm talking to, they are solely operating from a place of PTSD, and it comes through in their conversation. I was talking to this one guy, was talking, whatever we're gonna say. I was talking to this one guy, and he would first of all, he said that his ex was a Virgo. I am a Virgo, for those that don't know. His ex was a Virgo and completely did a number on him. And I guess, his mental is completely fucked up now. He views women in a completely different light. He definitely views Virgos in a different light, and he doesn't want anything to do with them, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, going with the astrology conversation, I feel like it's foolish to X out an entire group of individuals solely based off of the year or the month that they were born. You see how dumb that sounds when I say it slowly out loud? Like, how are you going to X out a whole group of individuals that you've never met, you've never interacted with, or got a chance to know, strictly based off of the month that they were born? I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that some astrology signs, the people with each astrology sign, they have their similarities. Some groups, have things that they can identify with, that they are similar. But even with the similarities with each group within itself, you still have to get to know the person that you're talking to and wanting to date. Just because they're a Virgo or a Taurus or whatever doesn't necessarily mean that they are that descriptor to a T. You still have to get to know this person and just find out what they're about. They may be the best thing that happened to you, but instead you'd rather X this person out because of their astrological sign. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make much sense to me. But anyway, so different things, I guess, that maybe I would say or he'd be putting out there before I'm able to respond to whatever question that he asked. Like, say for instance, he asked, what type of dates do you like to go on, or what's your ideal date? And instead of giving me a chance to answer, he would answer for me. Oh, you look like you like expensive shit, or you look like you like to break dudes' pockets. Man, I had an ex that used to break my pocket. Like, yo, I haven't even answered the question. You didn't give me an opportunity to answer the question. So it's like, these men, they've been hurt in the past so much where now all they see is these new people, but it's through the lenses of PTSD. Does that make sense? So you're kind of approaching these women, but you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're waiting for the trap door to open. You're waiting for the boom to be lowered. And for the most part, it's really not that. It's not that serious, especially with me. I am the easy breezy. I'm not tripping. Like, only because I know that everybody's different. So I tend, when I do meet people, everybody has a clean slate with me. I don't go in with my experiences from the past and bringing them to this new person, because like I just stated, I don't know you. So I want to get to know you and base my feelings off of who you are right now. I don't want to put you in a box like, oh, my ex used to breathe through his nose, so I know you about to be some fuck shit. What? You can't do that. Another dude I'm talking to, anytime that, he'd be triggered by something, he'd say, oh, don't put this on Facebook. Now you probably gonna say this on Facebook. I'm like, who are you dealing with that's telling y'all business on Facebook? If you know anything about me, sweetheart, my social media is for shits and giggles. I'm not putting my real live business on my social media. I'm not throwing subs on my social media. That shit is lame. Like, I'm grown as all the fucks. Number one, I'm grown and I'm a private person. So I don't put my business out there on social media, but also know who you're dealing with. Get to know who you're dealing with and stop kind of being reactive to some shit that never happened. Like, you're being reactive to what you're assuming I'm going to do based off of what you're not used to even, but what you've been with in your past. How is that fair? How is that fair to anybody that's trying to get to know you when you're comparing them and assuming that they're going to act in a way that your ex did previously? You guys have to wipe the slate clean with these people that you're meeting. You honestly do. And I feel like you're doing a disservice to yourself. You're doing a disservice to them if you go in with these preconceived notions of who they are, who you think they are based off of the fact that they're a woman or a man. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that. You have to give everybody a clean slate. I mean, you don't have to, of course, but I mean, it would be in your best interest if you gave everybody a clean slate and let them show you who they are by their words and their actions. Don't pull from your archive of bad experiences and bad, significant others. That's not fair to the person that you're trying to get to know. That's not fair to your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever you're with. You know what I'm saying? You have to give them an opportunity to show you exactly who they are and how they operate in certain circumstances. Because this is a completely different person, they may not handle the same situations your exes did in the same fashion. They may handle it better, or they might handle it worse. You never know until you give people the opportunity to show you who they are, really and truly. Give them an opportunity to show you who they are, instead of assuming that they're going to be the same as an ex that you've dealt with, or someone that broke your heart or disappointed you or didn't live up to your expectations. Okay? Like I said, I ain't gonna hold y'all today. We out of here. 11 some odd minutes, 12 minutes. Look at you. About to go on your way for the rest of the week. Put a little nugget in your pocket. All right, y'all. If you want to keep up with me online, you make sure you hit me up at Life is a Trip Pod on all social media. Well, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Let's be real. If you want to give me a topic suggestion, question, you want to holla at me via email, you make sure you hit me up at lifeisatrippod@gmail.com. If you want to see me record these episodes live in your face, how you doing, Patreon? You make sure you hit me up on patreon.com/lifeisatrip, and you can see the different tiers to join. Next week will be my official 50th bonus episode, and I don't know what I'm going to do, but we'll do something special over there. You guys, make sure you do something today that your future self will be proud of you for, and that includes letting people show you who they are instead of assuming who you think they are. Okay? All right. You guys have an awesome week ahead, and I will talk to you next week or next episode whenever you decide to listen to these. Some people might binge them, so I will talk to you next episode. You guys have a good one, okay?